There are lots of things you can spend your tax refund on, but one thing you don't have to spend it on, a new smartphone. Switch to Metro PCS now and get not one, but 2 free 4G LTE smartphones for brands like Samsung and LG. Plus, you're on T-Mobile's blazing fast nationwide 4G LTE network. Hurry! Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free smartphones after instant rebate. One heck of a deal, only at Metro PCS. Limited time offer. Sales tax not included in phone price. Coverage and services not available everywhere. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, what's up, people?
Yo,
this is Chewing the Fat with Big and Beefy.
Rob's obviously big and I'm obviously beefy. So
Yo.
Rob.
Yeah, what's up? This is Chewing the Fat with Big and Beefy.
Hello,
is it on?
guys.
Hey, Kat, what's up?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Not bad. Can you hear us on the thing? I don't even know if this thing's working.
Oh, yeah, you're working just fine. You're doing great.
Oh, all right, cool. So you can hear it on the computer and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right,
I like
awesome.
that, Big and Beefy.
Yeah, I bet you do. Chewing the Fat with Big and Beefy today is going to be sponsored by Ski Watch and Vice AG.
Right.
So
Watch
we're going
Vice
to play the...
AG and Skis Watch and Clock. That's right. Paying the bills.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to be paying the bills with them. We're going to play the commercials in a little bit. But we're going to tell you a little about the show. I'm Chef Rob Burmeister, a.k.a. Big.
And I'm Chef Clemenza, a.k.a. Beefy.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah. You know
it. Yeah. Big and Beefy, man. We just chew the fat on everything from, like, food shows, food trends, grease trucks. We're going to be interviewing some of our celebrity chef friends. And,
you guys got any questions, too, about recipes? You need to learn how to do something. You want to call something just bullshit, that's all good.
Right. Yeah, so...
and there's a lot more stuff coming, too, that we got planned in the future as well, right, Rob?
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah, we're going to be doing all sorts of stuff. Maybe even some contests out there if we get more than 5 listeners. Or if one of the 5 listeners want to actually, you have a good chance of winning.
If we hit the 10 mark, then we're freaking huge.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to play the Ski Watch commercial right now for you. So, the Wacko Network can stay on the air. So hold on, we'll be right back.
Yeah, baby.
Skis Watch and Clock, 106 West Central Avenue, Winter Haven, Florida, 33880. Located downtown across from the main post office. When you're short on time, he's right on time. For all of your watch, clock, sales, and service needs, call Skis. 863-294-5630. Sales, service, free estimates, and reasonable rates. That's 863-294-5630 for Skis Watch and Clock.
And
here are the latest deals for the NFL season at OneVice.ag. This year, OneVice is giving its clients a season-long bonus. The rules are simple. Make a $200 or more deposit before September 1st, 2013. You will get 150% match free play and also $800 free bet. It's a $50 free straight bet to be used once each week on the game of your choice for the entire 16-week season. That's a $50 free bet each week for a total of $800 in free NFL action. Other things to watch out for this NFL season. The $7,000 NCAA contest hosted at Mad Jack Sports, sponsored by One Vice. 150% bonus on every deposit. Reload all season. Up to 20% cash every month on the amount you have deposited throughout the previous month. One free payout every Friday. Lots of new deposit options. And at onevice.ag, what's life without one?
All right, we're back.
Big and beefy in full effect over here. So, Rob, let's talk about how we know each other. Rob and I went to high school together. I don't want to say how many years ago, but it was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
And it was funny. Went to the same high school. We talked here and there throughout the years. We both wound up being chefs.
Yeah, we worked together for a little bit.
We worked together. Yeah, I forgot about that. With the late cafe over there.
With the raccoons.
Feeding raccoons, turtles. The wildest thing, I opened the back door to the kitchen and sneak out and have a cigarette, and the next thing you know, I'm sitting with a friggin' raccoon.
Yeah, it was great.
And it was friendly, too. It was in the daytime. That was a really weird friggin' thing.
Which I think you got bit. That's why it explains your outlandishness.
But, yeah, so Rob and I both have been on a couple of TV shows. Rob's been on Chopped a couple of times. I've been on Hell's Kitchen. Rob's just a media whore. He's been on, what else? He's been on Restaurant Stakeout.
Restaurant Stakeout. Yeah. I did a thing with Guy Fieri. Yep. Search for the next pork personality. Which I totally thought you should have been the next pork personality. I did. I got beat by somebody that was more for the show of it all. I mean,
who else has got a big garbage pail in their bathroom? Not too many people.
Or on their arm.
Or on their arm, yeah, you got the tattoos.
And if you can see our studio now, I got all my little pigs around the...
he really does. There's like 9 little pig animals. Kind of creeping me out a little bit. I feel like they're looking at me.
Yeah.
Then again, I may cut one up and make some friggin' bacon right now.
Yeah, that'd be good, because I am hungry, even though that pizza over there that you got looks pretty delicious.
I don't know why you ain't having this.
I was sick from eating some fast food breakfast about an hour ago.
Could it have been a couple of dozen shots of vodka you did, maybe? Or
Jameson last night. And
Jameson was a little dangerous, man.
Some German beer. It was tough. But, so, Clem, speaking of you being on Hell's Kitchen... You know, you were on last season. How was it, man?
It was definitely a great experience, man. You know, it was funny because I literally didn't watch the show at all. I was a fan of Kitchen Nightmares. I watched Hell's Kitchen a little bit, and then I started getting into it. And I was like, you know what? I want to get on this show. And I went on and I auditioned a couple of times, and I finally got it. But definitely great experience. You know, you learn a lot about yourself, actually. You know, which this season was a pretty good season. They got season 13 and 14 coming up.
Yep.
You know, my thing is this, though. Great show. Love the show. Love the casting. It's an awesome show, but I think they need to start changing things up, man. You know, we've been trying to get on a couple of new shows. Fortunately, I'm on the contract. Rob's got some things in the works.
Yep.
But I think 13 and 14, Rob, I think we need to see some changes on each.
They got to change that menu, man, because the people going on there that do watch the show are sitting for the last 10 years practicing how to make beef Wellington.
Or scallops.
Scallops.
And you're still going to get on and screw it up because that's just how it is.
Exactly. You can't practice for stuff like that. Those TV shows, everyone's like, are you going to practice? No. You can't practice.
What about the risotto? Enough of the risotto.
You can't forget the risotto. That's another...
Jesus, yeah.
What is it? Everybody, look, people were born with a silver spoon. I was born with a wooden spoon to start a friggin' gravy. I make risotto since I'm a friggin' kid. You know, when you get on, it's not the fact of what you're cooking that's hard. It's the pressure of the lights, the cameras, the 14 other people, the yelling, the screaming, the time constraints. You know, it does get to you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not the fact. Look, most people that get on there can cook. I will say that. There are a few people that I do believe that get on because they're a freaking character, their personality, and they know how to cook somewhat. But when it gets down to the top 10 is when you really start seeing the real chefs come out of it.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and plus, don't forget, some people think, how can they screw up? But it's so much easier when you're sitting by yourself in your kitchen, or if you're in your own restaurant and it's at your pace. But like you said, when there's cameras on you, and, you know, the heat of the lights is unbelievable. When they're running in between you, there's wires around your legs.
Believe me, I'm a fat guy. I was sweating like a whore in church. So, I mean, the other thing, too, is when you got tall friggin' British guy screaming at you, British, English, whatever the frig he is, screaming at you, it doesn't make things any easier. And I will tell you this, I'm a big boy, and Gordon he's maybe about a foot taller than me, and his shoulders are big. He shoved me out of the way one day. I swear to God, I just looked up at him like, I ain't messing with this dude. Because if you can move me that easy, you got to have some friggin' strength.
Yeah, well, that guy's nuts. If you read some of his books and stuff, when he used to work for that Wacko white guy, Gordon and his brother used to work in this guy's kitchen. And then if someone sent food back or whatever, like, this guy would literally either go out by himself and scream at the people and kick them out, or wait till they leave and send Gordon and his brother out to beat the hell out of them.
Well, let me.
I swear to God. And one day Ramsey came in and he still had someone's tooth in his knuckle.
I'm going to tell you a quick little funny story, and I'm not going to say where it was, but it was a restaurant in Staten Island, and we made a guy some scungeel and some shrimp, and he asked for a bottle of ketchup. And I said, buddy, you can't put ketchup on your gallon bottle of scungeel and your shrimp. I'm telling you, don't do it. Sure enough, he gets the ketchup, he's pouring it on. The guys next to him got a little insulted. He said, buddy, you can't eat that in front of me. Get out. So I'm telling the guy, listen, I think you should listen to these people and get out. Long story short, we wound up carrying the guy in his chair and the table and put him outside to eat and didn't allow him in the restaurant to eat his friggin' food. That's a little insulting to him, especially an Italian guy. You're putting ketchup on your pasta and your shrimp. Come on now.
I don't even like when people put it on steak, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, no, it freaks me out a little bit,
Just
too.
a little salt and butter is all you need.
Exactly. I just got to tell you, Rob just put on a pair of pig ears, and it's kind of really fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because we are actually, just to let you know, we're filming this, and we're going to do little clips of it to put on our Facebook page.
We got to promote the show. We got to have Rob in his pig ears.
Right. So, because I love pork, But, if you want to, you can go on Facebook. You can get us on Chewing the Fat with Big and Beefy. And just like the page, and we'll keep you updated, and I'm sure Kat will help us promote the show a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. I think what you guys are doing is great. And if you want to take callers, the number is 646-478-5337, 646-478-5337. And just be patient with these guys because they're just learning the studio. So that's all I had to say. I wanted to just throw that in there. So.
Right. Yeah, we forgot to say it.
I even just noticed Rob's got a little I Love Bacon button on his friggin' chef coat over here.
That's right. I'll be dead in 5 years.
I'm telling you. So, Rob, what else we got going on, bud? What are we doing here?
I don't know. Well, since we were talking about the shows that we were on, I was on Chopped, and, that was a little crazy.
How was that?
It was great. I mean, I was on the first season, so it was never on TV.
Okay.
So I got picked and cast and stuff, and had a show up in Queens at 6 o'clock in the morning at a diner, meet, whatever. I sat there. There was like 3 other people in the place. One big, huge guy, like some Jamaican boxer or something like that, and he wound up going against me. But, they bring you over to the studio, and for the first time, they open the thing, and there is a huge TV set in a garage.
Nice.
And then, they set you up. It's all hurry up and wait. Like, hurry up and get your makeup, and
absolutely.
then you sit there for 3 hours. And then, then you walk on the set, and it's game time. And they don't really explain what to do, like only in the intro.
You're thrown right in the fire.
Yeah. And it was great, and I've been trying to get on the Redemption episodes, but, this thing with, like, the producers and stuff, if they didn't find you, they don't ever want to use you again.
Well, here's my quarrel with Chopped. I love the show, love the whole premise of it, but apparently I'm the only Staten Island guy that can't get on Chopped. And I'm telling you, my next application that I send them is just going to write, I'm simply going to write, screw you, put me on your goddamn show, and that's it.
Yeah, well, they might pick you for that.
They might.
But I'll tell you, they really don't like. That's the one problem with Food Network. Although I do love it, I love to see my face on there every once in a while. But if you were on a show, you're not going to be the first to get picked to be on another show.
Well, that was the bad thing about Hell's Kitchen too. Great experience.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't change it for the life of me. But you got a year's contract after the show is up, and a lot of other shows don't want you because you've been on.
Right. They
Hell's
didn't
Kitchen.
find you. Someone else found you. So that's. And, I mean, but then again, you see some of them, like if you're on the Great Food Truck Race all of a sudden they're on Chopped, all the food truck race. Or if you're on the next Food Network star, they pick you on Chopped.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's very
Well, you
weird.
got to be part of the Food Network family.
Right, exactly.
You know, it's not like I can get on MasterChef or Restaurant Kitchen
Right.
Nightmares.
Right, but they'll
You know?
call you back maybe down the road for Hell's Kitchen or something
Maybe
that.
I should just screw up the restaurant and let it go on so I can get back on the show.
Yeah, exactly. And but you know, like, and then the other show we were talking about was the restaurant stakeout. Now this, I was helping out a friend of mine who had a restaurant.
I like Willie Deagle.
He's all right, but that whole show is basically made up. So
matter of fact, not to cut you off, I met a girl at the bar the other night that was a plant and was on restaurant stakeout. She had a little thing in her ear, and Willie was telling her what to do and go in and say this and get out of here. And
but
they got to do some of that though.
They do, but that's the whole show. Is like they're basically going in on a dead night and making it busy and making people screw up. You know, you're not going to have 20 waiters on staff without knowing. You know, like you're not going to pay a million people to be there.
But think about this part of it though for a second. Is you want to see how far people or what people are capable of doing.
Right.
Like right now, where I work now at the Red Zone, Sayreville, New Jersey, Route 9 South. There's like one right there. Right now, like it's summertime, everybody's down the shore. Now football season comes, we're gonna get smacked. But we're just starting to see the beginning of it getting busy. And like last night, we got smacked a little bit. We had one waitress, 2 bartenders, and I had one guy.
You're not ready for it, and you can't pay people.
And let me tell you though, we hit a home run, man. We swung it out and we did it. And I just threw about 15 leads in there. You know?
Yeah, but this whole stakeout thing, it's the people know that there's cameras there. They know there's a show. There's nothing hidden about it.
No, I hear
They
you.
have
I
like
hear
a
you.
drop ceiling. That's always been a drop ceiling. There's 20 cameras hanging out of it and 30 producers walking in and out when it's supposed to be hidden.
Yeah.
And then me, for instance, I knew they were there. I talked to them. I was like, listen, don't make me look stupid.
Weren't you like outside smoking a cigarette?
But right, well, that's what they showed over and over. Like,
no, I get you
right.
because they don't show the 5 hours straight that you were working and sweating and busting your
Right.
ass. They did it. Look, it's all about the edit. They did it on
Right.
Hell's Kitchen.
And
Nothing was scripted or fake, but of course they showed us. And I got a lot of comments about that. I'm sure you did too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're outside smoking a cigarette. Yeah, but how about the 5 hours I was busting my friggin' ass?
Right.
You know, sweating in the scallops and sweating in your risotto.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But what it makes it look like is that I actually left a packed restaurant to smoke.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it was at midnight. We were closed, and the phone's broke inside, so I used my cell phone to call in my orders and smoke a cigarette. So they're filming that, and then they show Thursday's packed restaurant.
Yeah.
And then,
the
plants, I knew one of the plants, I grew up with him, and he was saying, oh, he's trying to get the bartender to drink. So he goes, I'm celebrating my first kid. So I walked by, I'm like, yo, Mark, what's up? And he almost face dropped.
Remember that.
And he said, your bartender was like, he wants to do a shot for his first son. I'm like, he has 2 kids since he was 16. And then the producers were like, whoa. I'm like, you can't, do that without maybe in the front of
what
the
they should
show
have did was did their homework and realized that he knew you or you knew him.
Right.
And asked if he knew anybody on the
right.
show.
Or in Staten Island. I mean, it's a small place. I know everybody. But, like in the beginning of the show, they should say...
I don't think you know everybody. I think you know mostly everybody.
Mostly everybody. But I will know everybody.
By the end of the show, we will know everybody.
Yes. But,
and everybody will know you with your friggin' pig ears on. I really wish you guys could see it. I'm sitting next to a guy that's a giant pig behind him, hung down from the ceiling in the middle of his kitchen, and he's got friggin' pig ears on right now. I have to take a picture of this and post it. As a matter of fact, I am going to take a picture of this and post it on Facebook so you guys can see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, just quick. One last thing about Restaurant Stakeout, because I'm very bitter about it, is they should put it in the front of the show that some of this show is, made up for TV.
Modified for television.
Right, exactly. Because some people can lose their jobs, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. Look, I'm gonna say something about Hell's Kitchen that maybe 5 or 6 people know, and the real fans who watch the show and remember this. At the end, the very last episode, when they brought everybody back, and I was talking with Justin. I was on Justin's team, and it says, "Oh, fuck you, I'm leaving. I'm out of here."
Boop.
I never
Watch the F-bomb.
I never said that.
Right.
I never said that. I said that in an interview before. They had me in the little hot box, and the camera wasn't working, and I was sitting there. I was like, all right, screw this. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
They took that voice clip and put it on and created that whole drama. Now, that was the only thing, and believe me, I was there for 7 weeks, 5 weeks, however long it was. None of that is made up or anything is like that. I guess they just needed a little bit more drama at the end. And hey, they did a great job editing, and I got no qualms. I'm happy.
Right.
But I hear what you're saying about the stakeout thing, though, Rob. I definitely hear you.
Well, whatever. It's a show. If I made up the show, I'd do whatever I can to make it successful.
But I will say this, and maybe you won't agree, I still like Willie Deagle.
Yeah, he's all right because he acts like a jerk on the show.
Yeah, but he seems like an all right guy.
When the camera's off, he's
and
like,
I will even go as far as saying this: Uncle Jack's not a bad place either.
Yeah, he's got a couple of them.
He's got the one on Bell Boulevard in Queens, which I thought was pretty fantastic.
Right.
But speaking about good place to eat, Rob, let's talk about a little of our favorite things. Found a great food truck the other day.
All right, talk about it.
Got to tell you, I'm a big fan of meat on a stick.
Love it.
Anything on a stick, grilled, a little friggin' barbecue sauce, hot sauce, is friggin' golden. But here's the other question I want to say. This is one of my big friggin' things. All of a sudden, between the 5 boroughs, Staten Island, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, all these little friggin' food carts are popping up everywhere. There's like 40 of them.
Right.
What do you think about this? Why don't we get a food truck? Maybe we should do a food truck.
Well, I tried a few years ago before I opened up.
But if I know you'd get a giant friggin' pig truck, made like a pig.
Yeah,
It's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you got to grade the people. You can't do the plain white truck with a red hot dog on the side.
Yeah, and I see some of these guys. It's all about the show. Look, you eat with your eyes more than you do with your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
If it looks good, it's going to draw people in.
Yeah.
And you just can't wear the pig ears, though. Well, actually, maybe you will have to wear the pig ears.
Yeah, exactly. I wear the whole costume. I don't care. But yeah, like I was saying, like a few years ago, I wanted to have a food truck instead of opening up a place. Cut down on the overhead, you drive to where the people are. But right now in New York, it's hard. You have to be on like a 3-year waiting list, and then you have to be a veteran, and then you got to do this, you got to do that. So what these guys are doing, they're paying people to get a license and spots, and it could go up into the $1 million range.
Look at the guy outside of the museum. I think he's paying a couple of $1 million for that spot, that hot dog guy.
And he makes a lot, and they were trying to boot him out.
Can you imagine that, paying $1 million-something a year rent, and you have a hot dog cart? Imagine how many hot dogs you freaking have to sell.
Ugh.
Maybe we're in the wrong part of this business, Rob.
I know. Well, it's either hot dogs or if you want to, I wonder how many watches Ski Watch has to sell to, Ski Watch, our sponsor, man.
Yeah. Gotta love
How many watches do they have to sell to stay in business? And I hope a lot. So you got to go visit our boys down at Ski Watch. That was just a little plug there.
Nice.
And, so food carts are the way to go. It's a trend, but, every trend's going to fade.
Well, some of these trucks are pretty elaborate. You're talking, you can spend upwards of $70,000, $80,000 on a friggin' truck.
Oh, yeah.
You walk into some of these things, and it really is like being in a full-blown kitchen.
Right.
2 deep fryers, 6-burner stoves, grills, ovens.
Yeah, there's these ladies that they had a festival down at the Staten Island Ferry terminal, and it was about 20 trucks. These ladies were lobster roll truck.
Gotta love it.
$15 a pop.
And they get it.
I got the hot one dipped in butter and then the cold one with mayo, and it was great. It was $30. Thanks. I paid for gas for the day.
Yeah, pretty much.
And,
you know what? I would have went for the 2 lobster rolls too. You got it. At that point, if you're going $15 a roll, you might as well go all out.
Definitely. If there's 20 trucks there, I'm going to eat from 20 trucks, unless there's.
Well, that's becoming like a hot new trend too now. Is a lot lobster rolls getting big now?
Yeah. In '93 when I worked in Nantucket, I was sick of them.
Yeah.
Making like 1,000 of them a day. It was just crazy.
Now it's back and like mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is friggin'. You go on some of these menus, you get mac and cheese in a fucking 4-star restaurant, 5-star restaurant.
Yeah. Well, comfort food's big now.
Yeah.
Everything that used to be cheap is now expensive.
Yeah.
Like the Italians used to have the ossobuco, and so you do anything, you cook forever to cook the fat out because it was cheap.
Yeah.
And now you put it on filet mignon, then you want a big fatty piece of meat because everyone's going for it. That's why, pretty soon everyone's going to be, eating balls and, ass and stuff. Well, ass is ham, got to eat it. But like, you know, the lamb testicles and all this other stuff are cheap now, but they're pretty soon they're going to be expensive.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Rocky Mountain oysters, man.
Is that bull? That's what they call Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can put balls in my mouth.
And they call lamb testicles. Well, you've had balls in your mouth.
Only across the chin. Yeah, we're out of that mine.
Yeah, in case anyone doesn't know, Clem is in the Baseball Hall of Fame, actually. Getting hit in the chin with more balls than Yogi Berra. Boom, boom. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm only kidding.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? I hear pig noises.
It's these guys right here.
I don't know if anybody can hear that.
That's actually Ned Beatty from Deliverance. Squeal like a pig. You are so pretty. Yeah, so you know, like that's food trucks and stuff. It's like anything. You have to have money to open up a business.
Robin from my season's got a food truck out in Florida, and she does quite well. She actually, I think she's got third best food truck in Miami. She won best food truck a couple of times.
Right.
And she's rocking and rolling out there, man.
Well, anywhere outside of New York City, you have a shot at making money without the government taking it out of your pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost went bankrupt having my place because every 5 seconds, health departments walking in, and they used to be cool. They used to come in, find the fine. You'd go up and fight it. It'd get cut down, or they'd come back 2 weeks later, see if it fixed, and that was it. Now, it's $1,000 every time they walk in. And then you got your fire department. Then you got your parking meters everywhere now. It's like you can't make money anymore.
Oh, don't even get me started with the friggin' parking meters. I want to get a friggin' chainsaw and start chopping these things down.
Yeah.
The other day, I went to park. The meter doesn't work. I go me walking half a block because I would have took a cab up the block. All right? But I walk a half a block up to another meter. The meter doesn't work. I come back. The guy's giving me a ticket. I'm like, what are you, out of your mind? Both meters don't work. I had to actually prove to him and walk to the other one, and he still wanted to give me the ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But that's because the city needs money.
Well, the other thing, too, in the health department's defense, and not that I disagree with you in any way, because I do think it's a bit of a shakedown, is there are a lot of dirty places out there, and some of these people really need to learn. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people that open
restaurants don't know what the hell they're doing.
Exactly. They have money and they like to go out to eat, so they think they can open up a restaurant, and then pretty soon, after 6 months, if they're going into their life savings, paying the bills.
Well, that's the other thing too that we were talking about earlier, Rob. You know, when Julia Child was on TV, and then you had Emerald was the next big person. They put that whole chef into the rock star category, and it's become quite popular. Years ago, being a chef, don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with it, really cool. But nowadays, it's all about being on TV and how popular you are. And
we know about that, right? We're nonstop trying to be on TV. As a matter of fact, now we got a radio show.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
But, you know, it's tough. It's really tough. You can't just, because you have money doesn't mean you can, you know, invest it. You got to know what you're doing. It's one of the, like anything in business. But more so in this, you really have to know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's tough. But, you know, and then you do get these people that they want everything, and then they hire you, and then they're not paying you, they're not doing this because they want the world because they think everything's cheap.
Yeah.
And then when they actually see that you have to buy food and then mark it up 3 times to make anything on it.
Absolutely. Well, that's obvious. That's the rule of thumb, but you got to keep in mind your lights, your gas, your electric.
Mm-hmm. You
know what I'm saying? Your labor, your food cost. It really is. For us, it's easy because we're doing this over 20-something years.
Yeah.
You know. Rob's over here tweeting away. What are you tweeting or twittering or twatting or whatever it is you're doing
on Facebook and telling people to call in right now.
Yeah, we can definitely use some callers right now. So, Rob, what are you doing for Memorial Day tomorrow? What are we?
You're basically looking at it, but I'll be sitting in another room. I'll be sitting on the couch. It's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I can go for a little barbecue, man.
Yeah. That would be nice. I mean, I have all my grills out there and stuff. But
yeah, Rob's got quite the setup over here. He's got 2 huge grills. He's got the back deck.
Got a smoker. Got a pig roaster.
Do you got a pig
Fly
roaster?
me up to New York, you guys.
Yeah.
Why don't you come up, Kat? Let's rock and roll.
That sounds
good.
But
I can definitely go for some barbecue. I'm almost ready to go for one of these slices of pizza over here.
Do it.
Although I already had quite too many.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You can never have too much pizza.
So, Rob, what's one of your favorite things to eat? What's like, if I had to ask you right now, if there was one thing in the world you wanted I know
you have to ask.
That's why I'm asking you. With the giant pig hanging over your
Well,
head.
it's anything wrapped in bacon.
I would wrap myself in bacon.
I would eat my foot if it was wrapped in bacon and fried in butter. I mean, and I'm not limber, but I would get to it.
I know you would.
I might chew off my knee just so I could get my leg off. But, yeah, I mean, it's bacon, you know. And as long as bacon's on anything, it makes it.
No, absolutely.
You know, desserts.
Yeah.
You know.
That's becoming another trend now, too, bacon on desserts.
Yeah. I came in second place in a contest for Haagen-Dazs with Marcus Samuelson, the chef.
Really?
And we had to use their ice cream. So I did their ice cream. I made a caramel peanut butter sauce, apple smoked bacon crumbles, and flambéed bananas. And it was the King Sundae. It was like the Elvis sandwich. And I got beat out by French toast. Do you believe that?
No, I don't believe that.
French toast ice cream.
What I think is you should probably get some of that going for the next show. I think we should get.
Yeah.
I'm all for it right there.
All right, we got a caller right here. We got actually Wacko Bob himself.
All right, look at it.
Of the Wacko Network.
All right, good to be on the show today, and like I said, you know, the Wacko family just keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and I got to tell you, one thing you guys brought up, and I got to agree with you, how nothing is cheap in food anymore, you know, and you brought up macaroni and cheese and how much it's going to cost, and you almost wonder how some of these fast food places do it with trying to have a, quote, value menu and everything to sell what they have, you know. I mean,
yeah,
you know, McDonald's still loves to sell double cheeseburgers to you.
Right. Well, that's the thing. They have buying power.
I was just gonna say that's the difference. Is how many billions of McDonald's across the world? They only use a couple of different people, and they buy out the friggin' market and get it cheap enough to sell. Whereas if you're a single restaurant rather than a fast food chain, you're gonna pay top dollar depending on the quantity that you buy.
You go through a wholesaler, but he's getting from somebody. It is that you can't get right from a farm, and if you do, you know, now you got to pay to ship it up and everything. Like even Red Lobster. Red Lobster has their own lobster boat, and they send the guys out there, and they're just getting lobsters.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I didn't
see the commercial?
I haven't watched commercials. Don't you have TiVo and?
Yeah, but I can't help it. I watch.
Yeah, I watch commercials.
Yeah, but you know, it is all about buying power. So how you doing there, Bob?
Doing great, and I'm interested in being educated on the way cooking is done in a 5-star restaurant, and oh man,
you got to remember too. You got to buy the food. You got to pay the guy to cook it. You got to pay the guy to clean up after that. You got to pay the lights, the electric, the gas, which is crazy because you have a million stoves, and you got to pay the staff to serve the food. You got to buy plates. You got to buy. It's so crazy. And people think, oh, I'm just going to open up a restaurant. It's going to be like my house.
That's the thing, too, that people don't understand. It costs more money to get gas in a restaurant than it does in your house.
Yeah.
Even like if you were to get like DirecTV, I can't even begin to tell you
what they charge.
They charge by the seat, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And years ago, you can lie about it. Now they got some little DirecTV police that comes in and say, hey, you got fucking 22 seats instead of 18.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we got the fight. The fight the other night was like $800, $900.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Imagine paying $900 to watch the fight when you're at home. You pay what, $50?
Well, that's why people used to get mad during the Mike Tyson fights. They pay $1,000 and he's knocked the guy out in the first 10 seconds.
Or he bite off someone's ear and that was it.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my God! Let me tell you a little bit about that. I do know someone who did actually get a pay-per-view and everything. That was in a bar and everything, and the amount of money that they made just off of it was a Peter McNeely fight, and the amount of money they made off of a minute and a half of fighting, you know, was crazy, you know, and for a business to be charged, you know, like that, you almost wonder. They'll charge a business hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars to do this. Why? Because that business is going to make money, and of course, every cable company is going to want their fair share of it. And you know, that's part of the
extortion.
Exactly. What should be done is the bar or the place that rented should pay a percentage on what they make.
10% of what they make.
I mean, now it goes the other way around. Now the place can lie about the percentage, But that would be the fair way to do it.
Right. Or,
because you could spend $1,000 on a fight and then nobody shows up and now you're out $1,000.
Right. Or you pay $1,000 and it lasts 12 rounds and people are buying booze and food and you're making it. But once that knockout is out, the guy's going home.
Yeah.
You know, unless they're lying to their wives and saying, well, it lasted 12 rounds.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
You know, whatever. But, yeah, it's crazy, Bob. It's, you know, it's not an easy business at all.
It definitely isn't, you know, and I've been in the food business. I did spend about 4 years in the food business working as a nightclub, and not the cooks that you guys are. You guys are chefs and everything tremendous. I was just simply a short order cook, and you had a good time there. You know, they took a novice like me and made me into a cook, but try and take that into Denny's and forget about it, man. I'll tell you. You know, I got a question for you. You guys being restaurant owners and everything, especially after being on Hell's Kitchen and Chopped, I think was the name of the show.
Chopped, yeah.
Yeah, Chopped. You know, the question is, what is the food you find yourself having to make the most as chefs and everything for your respective businesses?
Well, it really depends what the customer wants.
Well, here's something that's always on any menu anywhere is chicken. There's always some kind of chicken dish on. You have to have a chicken on the menu.
And that's one of the cheapest things.
You can walk into any restaurant anywhere and not pick up a menu and say, give me the chicken.
Right.
And it's going to be on the menu. So that's got to be, it is one of the cheaper things, but people want chicken no matter what. And chicken is one of those things where there's only so much you can do because of the endless possibilities, but there's only so much of it that you can actually sell because people are very accustomed to certain things.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially here on Staten Island. People will walk into your restaurant and say, but I want chicken parmesan. And they're like, well, it's not on the menu. And then they make a steak, and then you got to make it. But they don't walk into a Chinese food restaurant and say, I want chicken parm. Or they don't walk in Burger King. And I liken it for people walking into McDonald's and saying, I want a Whopper. You know? And it sucks because you're trying to pay your bills.
I've done that drunk at the drive-thru just to mess with
you. But, you know, you're trying to pay your bills, and you have to make the customer happy. But if you don't make chicken parm, why are they asking for it? You know, it just annoys me. But Staten Island, everything is Italian food. And, you know, if you're not making chicken franchise, the 5 restaurants next to you have chicken franchise.
So here's the thing, and you're going to get me started. You open it up a can of worms here for me, which I'm glad you did because I want to talk about this. To me, and this is, look, I'm not trying to knock anybody. Well, actually, yeah, I really am. You know what? There really aren't many good Italian places to eat anymore. There's people that are Italian, and you have those who want to be Italian and think they're Italian. And most of these places have no business putting out that food. No. You know, it's hard to get a chicken franchise. It's hard to get a good chicken parm. Right. Even pizza. Now, this pizza, where do we get it? Nucci's?
Nucci's.
Got to tell you, very decent. When you get a slice of pizza nowadays, I've been talking to you about this for weeks. I've been dying for a good slice. You should be able to see the sauce. Nowadays, they're just blopping on a bunch of mozzarella or blopping on a bunch of garlic, and they're calling it Italian, and they're thinking it's good. And the sad part is, Rob, people are eating it.
Yeah. And they're accustomed to it.
Yeah.
Like certain people used to walk into my store, like friends of mine. Hey, how's it going? They'd be there for 20 minutes, taking me away from work to talk, and then they go next door because they always eat at the bar next door on Fridays. Or they always go to this deli.
Well, again, look at the name of the dish, chicken parmesan. It's not chicken mozzarella.
Right.
It should be sauce, a handful of Parmesan cheese, a little bit of mozzarella on top, and you're good to go.
Right.
These places don't even put the Parmesan cheese anymore. They've thrown a shit ton of friggin' mozzarella, and they call it chicken parm on a bad friggin' loaf of Italian bread.
Yeah.
It's insulting to me, and it's insulting to the Italians. And
I was just about to say that, too. I was just about to say that. That is a major... For a fast food place to do that has to be a major mockery to accomplished gourmet cooks.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Especially when they're taking it out of a plastic bag, out of the freezer.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And even like all these big chains, you want a pasta, it's already made with the sauce on in a plastic bag that they throw in the thing of boiling water.
Yeah.
Like minute rice or something. And it's like, it's incredible.
Well, I will say this, and I'm not a big fan of pre-made anything, but with the technology nowadays, and it has come a long way in some, not all, or not most, but some product that's pre-done isn't terrible.
Right.
I'm not going to say it's fantastic. I have found a couple of fantastic products, but 90% of it has gone from crap to okay.
Right.
And I will give them credit because there is some advanced technology and everything that they're doing. It works a little bit. But again, when I grew up in a family where we went out to the garden and picked our own basil, we went out to the garden and picked our eggplant. You know, my mother took the leftover Italian bread, and my father made sauce from scratch, and it was the best thing you can ever eat.
Right.
Nowadays, these guys are opening up a can of ragu, getting fake friggin' pizza cheese, and calling it chicken parm or, you know, macaroni with a jar of friggin' ragu, and they're thinking, all right, it's Sunday gravy. No. That just doesn't work for me.
Right. Exactly.
But, you know, it is what it is, you know, and hopefully Rob and I are going to change the culinary friggin' world here in Staten Island. Right, Rob?
I hope so, man. And, you know, like a couple upcoming episodes, we're going to have some of our buddies that were on a bunch of shows. And
absolutely. We're going to try to get some Hell's Kitchen people to call in.
Yeah. And,
we got a couple of things lined up. We're going to do a prank of the day or a joke of the day. You know, we got a lot of things coming up. Like I said, it's our first show. We're trying to learn the studio over here and getting used to doing things. And we're basically going to have fun with it. It's going to get wilder. It's going to get crazier. And the longer we go, the more intense it's going to get. Yeah. Because Rob's a little bit more nuttier than I am. This guy's sitting here.
Even though it's radio, I'm wearing costumes, so.
Yeah, he's sitting here in pig ears.
Well, since I'm Wacko Bob and I'm the leader of the Wacko Nation, I think I'm going to start a business here with Rob, and we are going to become the gourmet version of Burger King and McDonald's.
You know, I thought about, I'm not even joking around, I thought about doing a real fast food Italian place. Now, you had something like Sbarro's and it was okay, but I'm talking about I can make you chicken parm with, picture driving up through a window and saying, let me get a veal franchise, give me a chicken parm hero and a rigatoni pomodoro, and in 5 minutes, because that's all it takes or less, to put that food out from scratch, okay, and getting some quality food at a drive. Wouldn't that be freaking awesome?
Yeah.
You know, let me get a couple of rice balls. Let me get a chicken parm.
I mean,
give me a
tried it
fillet
up
of the
the
pomodoro.
Yeah, I tried it at my place. I had sliders. And then we called them Burgemeisters. You got a sack of baby Burgemeisters, fresh made with an ice cream scooper on the griddle. We pressed them. We had smoky tomato mayo on them, little potato roll. And you had that, and every sandwich came with homemade potato chips. We had the guy cutting them right there. I couldn't make it because people.
Rob's even doing a little cutting motion right now. I gotta tell you, and it's piggy.
Yeah. But it's you know, like people would just complain that they were paying $12 for a homemade lunch that they watched, but then they go to McDonald's and pay $10.
McDonald's isn't cheap anymore.
It's not. No, I paid. Well, I mean, I ordered like
65
I was
hamburgers.
eating like I had two assholes, but I mean, it was $17.
Yeah, well, look, I went the other day. I had a buddy of mine sleep over the house. We went to Burger King, R&I, and I had $14. I'm like, $14 for what? A sack of fucking crap. Yeah. But I got to tell you, though, Rob, it's you know what ruined it is all these $5, like Subway with their $5 meal deal. And people want it. Look, this whole country has become fat, lazy, and everybody wants instant gratification. No one wants to wait in line anymore. When I was a kid, you know, my father and my mother, we drove to here to get the Italian bread. We went into Brooklyn to get the meat to the butcher. We went over here, and it was a process to make Sunday dinner. Yeah. It was a day-and-a-half process, and we were proud of that. The whole family came over. Nowadays, like, all right, get in the car, we're going to Mickey D's.
Yeah, we're getting chicken nuggets in between 7 soccer games. Yeah. You know, and that's what it is. And if you don't have a kids menu now on your menu, you're screwed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the bad thing about, because this happens with me all the time, I work at this place, Harvest Cafe. It's a non-profit cafe that doubles as a training facility for adults with special needs. And I got them prepping food. I showed them how to wash dishes and, you know, serve drinks to the tables. And, you know, and it's pretty good, so they can get jobs out in the community. But our customers the average age is 95 years old, and they're ordering off the kids menu because it's $4. And it just drives me crazy. Like, you're coming in there, and then they come in, the soup's not hot enough. They're having coffee with a sandwich, but the sandwich that's on the menu, they don't want half of the stuff on it, and they want to substitute everything. So it's like, why are we even open? I should just sit in these people's kitchens at home while they're sitting in the living room with a snack table and just make them whatever they want, you know? It just gets to me. That's the bad part of the business. Because you have to give people what they want.
Well, that working nice weekends and holidays, too, but, you know.
Yeah, true.
But no, I hear you. Look, and I'm happy to give the customer what they want, and Rob is, too, but you get some of these people that just think, I'm like, listen, if you want fast food, go get it. You know, you can get good food fast, but you can get better food if you wait.
Right.
You know, if you want something good or want something really nice, be a little patient, man.
Yeah, especially when you go, oh, I only have 15 minutes to be here. I want a well-done T-bone. I have to hurry up and get somewhere. And that's why it winds up in the fryer later.
Then why isn't it called an extremely rare T-bone? I mean, really. And you bring up a good point here and everything, because I used to do taste tests all the time, and for Mars Research and everything, which were primarily you were tasting new food they wanted to serve at Burger King, and some of the things they would do, because you brought up the point of you want it really fast, is they would give you some of the most ridiculous things that they would put together. You know, that would be, you know, a full breakfast and one sandwich and everything. You know,
exactly.
And they say this is something we want to give, you know, to put on that they could get while they're driving because they're on the go, and it's like. I was like, as much as I want to say, you know, I respect the grease, I love it, you know, sort of thing, I had to be honest with them. I'm not going to be the type of person that's going to go to a drive-through and want to eat this. That could still easily be a mess on the clothes you're going to work in.
Right.
You know, it's just, it becomes a situation where because there's competition, you know, they're trying too hard, type of thing, you know, to try to corner the market. And you bring up a good point, you know. Wait, get yourself a fabulous meal because you know it works out better that way. You know, we're not talking.
Yeah, that's why all these people in Europe and everything are outliving us, and the Japanese and the Chinese, because they sit down and they enjoy family time. They sit down and eat a meal. Like, that's more important. You go to Spain, they have a siesta in the middle of the day. It's 2 hours. You leave your job, you go home, you take a nap, you eat, and eatily. It's an easily. But, but here it's hurry up and go. I have to go to one of my 2 jobs, and my wife has to go to this job and that job, get the kids here and there and there. And, you know, like, God forbid a kid stays home and goes outside and play, you know. Like, they don't do that anymore. They'll just shove a chicken nugget down their throat because that's what they want. You know, when I was a kid, if I didn't like it, I would go to bed without dinner.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I have to get my baby chicken nuggets. Good, you're killing them.
Yeah.
You know, I even watched the show with Jamie Oliver, and he was doing, he had little kids, and he was doing a taste test thing. He took a piece of white breast chicken, and he coated it in panko breadcrumbs and yogurt and baked them, and it looked just like a chicken nugget. Mm-hmm. Or he took bones and all mechanically pulled meat and beaks and feet and put it in a Cuisinart, made it a paste, and then breaded it and deep fried it. And he asked the kids which one they wanted, and they picked the lips and assholes.
I got to tell you, I would be the lips and asshole guy too.
Well, I mean, that's where the flavor is. I'm a big Slim Jim fan too, because if you look, the first ingredient is beef lips.
Love the Slim Jim.
Awesome. I mean, I'm a bad guy to talk about healthy food.
They got a new jalapeno one that's friggin' unbelievable.
I know. But I could rant forever about the things that that annoy us and stuff. But I think we're gonna play a commercial right now for let's see.
Come on now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the beginning, but we're gonna do
Ski Watch.
No, we did Ski Watch. Yeah, good. We'll do a Ski Watch one. It's loading up right now. But, people, if you're in the area, I think you should go buy Ski Watch. I mean, they're nice enough to help Wacko Bob fund this network. So, here's a little commercial.
Skis Watch and Clock, 106 West Central Avenue, Winter Haven, Florida, 33880. Located downtown across from the main post office. When you're short on time, he's right on time. For all of your watch, clock, sales, and service needs, call Skis, 863-294-5630. Sales, service, free estimates, and reasonable rates. That's 863-294-5630 for Skis Watch and Clock.
All right, That was Ski Watch. Kat, are you still with us, Kat?
Yes, I'm here.
You do some great commercials, let me tell you.
Thank you. Well, it's Richard V. Smart that did most of them, and I just do the voiceovers for him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got the voice for commercials. It's great.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did get a comment actually that someone put on the board that isn't in the chat room, and it's actually, and it's a pretty good question actually. That I don't know if you guys want to answer it or not. I did send it to Kat. Yeah. This person, her name is Peggy Burmeister Lindsay. And
that's my sister.
Your sister, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wonder if this is a rib then, because, yes. Ask Chef Rob where he got the pretzel crusted chicken idea from.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. All over every place I go to on my menu, I got a pretzel crusted chicken club sandwich on a pretzel roll. We crush up the pretzels and use them as breadcrumbs. And then I make the smoky tomato mayonnaise, smoked bacon, nice bib lettuce, vine-ripened tomatoes on a toasted pretzel roll. It's phenomenal. And everyone loves it. But I have to give my sister, Peggy, the credit, because when we were kids, and this is why it was a shout-out, like when I put it on the menu, she would make for my mother, she would take like the chicken sauce and bread it in crushed pretzels and bake it. And make like fried chicken, and it was phenomenal. And when I kind of grew up and got into the business, I put it on my menu. So that was a shout out for my sister Peg Oy.
Rob don't know it yet, but he's going to be making notes for the next show.
Yeah, well, I'm making a lot of things.
And the dessert. You got to go with the dessert.
Yeah. So, I mean, thanks for listening, Peg, and putting that in. So, what else do we want to talk about here now, Clem? I mean,
look, I want to ask you a question, Rob, and I want your true gut on this. Reality TV has become television.
Right.
Most television, look, you got Duck Dynasty, you got a show about hillbilly ham fishing, guys sticking their friggin' legs in a hole and getting catfish and pricking a hole and getting catfish.
Yeah.
It's just become nuts. Now, the whole cooking reality show has taken off, and what's your whole general consensus on this? I mean, some of these shows, do you think they're all good? Do you think some of them are bullshit?
Well, the thing is, reality TV is very cheap to do. If you're a production company, you don't have to pay union. You don't have to pay the people a lot of times. Like on Chopped, I didn't get paid. I came in second. The guy walked away with $10,000 that beat me, who shouldn't have beat me. But he got $10,000 and I got zip.
That's the thing too. I'm glad you brought that up because everybody thinks because I did Hell's Kitchen like I'm some kind of rich, famous dude.
Right.
I lost money going to do Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
We got paid $100 a day, which wasn't terrible if you were doing a 6-hour shift or a 4-hour shift.
Right.
But I make more than that a shift, and don't get me wrong. It was a great opportunity. Again, wouldn't change it for the lifetime, but. You don't make a lot of money from these reality shows unless you win them.
Unless you win them.
And even at that, sometimes, depending on the prize. And look, the prize for the Hell's Kitchen 10, HK10, was head chef in Vegas.
Right.
If I won, I couldn't take it.
Right.
Can you picture me in Vegas? I'd beat that in 3 days. Legal prostitution, gambling, drugs in a casino. Come on. Even if you don't party,
or you can eat buffets.
Or you can eat buffets, exactly. Even if you don't party or you're not that type of guy, living out there in a casino in that life, you're going to fall into some kind of craziness eventually.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But, again, look at... I didn't even have a drink yet. That's the sad part. We need a bottle of vodka over here. But listen, here's the thing. Even if I did win, I couldn't take it, but you don't get paid a lot of money. The show makes a lot of money. It airs again. We don't get any residuals. Like you said, it's not union. You don't have to pay anything.
Right.
And to me, it is a little bit unfair. And you know what else I thought about too, Robert, I wanted to tell you? Look at MasterChef. Love the show. Absolutely love the show. Now, this is my question, and I want your honest answer on this. You got a bunch of home cooks, nothing wrong with that,
Right.
trying to make it. I applaud them, but they go into a gazillion-dollar kitchen at MasterChef. Gordon's actually nice to them.
Mm-hmm.
They get judged. If they lose, they got to go stand upstairs.
Right.
Now, us as chefs, I'm a chef for 20-something years, go on Hell's Kitchen, I got screamed at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thrown at
If we lost the challenge, we were digging holes in the desert and fucking chasing sheep. Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Yeah.
Shouldn't the home cook have to pay their dues and go through that? And guys who've been in the industry for 20 years have the opportunity to go cook in a luxurious kitchen, and the prize is cash.
Right.
It should be the other way around.
Mm-hmm. And then when they're losing and they get knocked out, they're like, "Oh, you did such a great job. We're
Yes.
going to send you to culinary school."
Yes, exactly.
Oh, thanks. You
He
know,
gave me a kick in the ass and said, "I'll see you later, big boy."
yeah. And speaking of culinary school, I just want to let everyone know I never went to culinary school. I've been working in restaurants since I'm 16 years old, and I learned everything just from being in there, which I think is the best way. Now, I don't know about you, Clem. Did you?
I agree with you. I did go to culinary school. I will say this: culinary school will teach you the bare minimum basics.
Right.
Okay, you look at all these guys from culinary CIA, which I think stands for Cook It Again rather than Culinary Institute of America. Okay, but let me tell you this: you will learn the words mirepoix. You will learn how to make a stock. You'll learn the basics. But you're absolutely right. The real experience. Look, if you have the heart and the passion, and you have common sense, you're gonna. The real deal is learning in a restaurant, because cooking school, if you burn it, you drop it, you got to do it again.
Yeah.
Look, when I burned something on my first job, let me tell you something. I got screamed at so bad by the chef. I wasn't ever burning anything again.
Yeah.
When you're a cook, oh, don't worry about it. Just put it on. No.
Right.
That ain't how the real world exists. And some advice to all the people out there who are in culinary school: don't come out of culinary school thinking you're a chef and thinking you're a badass, because you're
Right.
nothing.
You got to study. You
Nothing.
should go and wash dishes.
Exactly.
And learn to peel shrimp and
Exactly.
your fingers.
Let me tell you something. I got out of culinary school. I was fortunate enough to get in the Tribeca Grill thanks to my dad.
Right.
Growing up with De Niro and knowing by doing all the movies and yada yada yada. But they didn't treat me any different. My first job, they had 10 cases of potato, peel them.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I thought I was a badass.
Yeah.
And he put me down one day. He goes, "Dishwasher ain't here. Jump in."
Yeah.
And that's what the prep guy did. I came up through the ranks. And let me tell you something, though. There's something to be said about washing dishes. A good chef will go through the ranks. And let me tell you something. A dishwasher is a key person
you need
in your operation.
And because most of the times they prep everything.
Exactly.
And they go and get you something if you're in the middle of doing something, and you can't function without a dishwasher.
I got to tell you the truth. My prep guy / dishwasher guy probably knows where everything is more than I do.
Right. And these guys can cook. I mean,
Yeah, they can.
I learned some of the great when I worked in Florida, Jupiter, Florida, and there was a guy
talking
Guillermo.
about the planet Jupiter.
No, well, I felt like I was on Jupiter when I was out there. But this guy
You were in
Guillermo.
Jupiter, Florida?
Jupiter, Florida, yeah.
When the hell were you in Florida?
In '93.
What the hell were you doing in Florida?
Working. I was doing the seasonal chef thing.
All right.
A guy I worked with over at the Lake Cafe here, his brother did, he traveled all over.
You really are a whore.
Yeah.
That's why I fucking love
So,
you.
yeah. But,
My condolences to him, by the way.
but
You can lose your mind in South Florida, let me tell you, being that I am a South Florida resident.
I was so, in Jupiter, Florida especially, I mean, I don't mean to put anyone down, but you were either 95 years old and half the time lived in Canada or in New York, or you were 15 years old with 3 kids.
Yeah.
I mean, or you were a restaurant guy. We had a whole thing, it was called Mallard's Cove, and it was all
That's
different
funny, because when I
apartments.
lived in Virginia, I lived across from Mallard Cove.
Hey.
What's going on?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh, the host,
They lost the show?
they lost the show. We got to bring him back. There's a
Okay,
call back
let's,
into the show.
Yeah, let's quickly play the commercials and we'll get them back in.
Okay, sounds good.
I know you call them back in. I'll get on the switchboard. I'll get the commercials up, and
Okay.
let's continue the show. And for those of you listening, we do apologize here. Here we go. We're going to play the commercials. They will be back up.
Skis Watch and Clock, 106 West Central Avenue, Winter Haven, Florida, 33880. Located downtown across from the main post office. When you're short on time, he's right on time. For all of your watch, clock, sales, and service needs, call Skis, 863-294-5630. Sales, service, free estimates, and reasonable rates. That's 863-294-5630 for Skis Watch and Clock. Our latest sponsor to the Wacko Network is OneVice.ag. OneVice.ag is the place to be seen for all of your online gaming needs. Competitions, free contests, free registrations, friend referrals, bonuses, and you get your money in a hurry and 24-hour customer service chat available online. Please visit their Facebook fan page and click the like button, then leave a comment saying you heard about them from the Wacko Network. And remember, at OneVice, what's life without one?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Clark, the voice of Wrestling-Radio.com and the most extremely attractive man in all of Internet radio. Here today to talk to you about a very important cause, blood donating. Blood is in you to give. Every single day, a child passes away due to the fact that an individual will not take the time out of their day to donate a small portion of their blood. And it's that small portion of blood that can help save a child's life. Who knows, you could be the reason why another innocent child gets to spend a Christmas or a birthday with their family. Don't be held responsible as to why a child passes away and why a family has to spend a Christmas or a birthday alone. For more information, you can go to redcross.org or simply call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE. I myself have always wondered just what the meaning of life truly is. And although I may never find out what the meaning of life really is, I know that we're put here on this earth to help one another, which is why I'm urging you to simply go to redcross.org or simply call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE for more information.
How you know we're back?
Because we're right here, baby. How you doing, everybody?
I can't hear you.
Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. We can hear you now. I think everything is working up and up to par.
All right, this is my cell phone now.
Oh, it's your cell phone?
Yeah. So should I just keep trying the Skype while I'll have Clem talk on the phone for a little while?
Sure, yeah. Try and get back up on Skype. Yeah, if one of you guys are on, definitely still give some great advice and some great cooking tips. Go for it.
All right, cool.
Okay, let's see here.
Hello.
How you doing, Clem?
Yeah, no, I know I am. I'm not that retarded, Rob. I just said hello to let him know I'm back.
Awesome.
We're experiencing a slight little technical difficulty, but we'll be back any second.
Yeah, let me ask a $2 question here while he tries to get this up. I got a question for you. What is the big deal about a lot of these, a lot of fast food places, and even some of the diners are now? Is there supposed to be a big deal for Angus burgers that are made with Angus meat? Is there supposed to be a mystery behind the big deal behind that? Because it seems like almost any place that has Angus meat really wants to promote it.
Not. I mean, Angus is the better beef, but I've had beef that's not Angus that's just as good or better. I believe, this is what I believe, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is my opinion. It all depends on where the cattle comes from, what it's fed, what it eats, because that's what it's going to taste like. Again, I've eaten Wagyu, I've eaten Kobe. Now, Kobe beef, there is a difference. It's phenomenal. Obviously the cow comes out of Japan, it's hand-fed, it's fed special food, it's massaged, it's walked around, and it makes a difference. But you know what? A good burger is a good burger, bottom line.
Understandable there for sure. How do we run with this one? Kat, I know you're out there, Kat. I know you're probably going to be the one that's going to know how to run with the show right now, but it is Clemenza's show. We'll let him run with it. And Kat, I know you're up there.
I'm here.
What's going on, Kat?
Hey, not much.
We're trying to get We're trying to get back in on the network, but all right, we'll figure it out.
Well, you're on the host line, so you're good as far as the phone goes. So.
But yeah, getting back to the fast food thing, I got to tell you, man, it's just I mean, it has its place, but the problem with that is it's too quick, it's too easy, and people are getting too damn fat.
I mean, what about
food.
the pretzel burger? What is up with that?
Well, pretzels are good, burger good, put them together good. But,
well, when I was living in Italy, I mean, people are thin over there, and then they start putting in, like in Rome, they started putting in like Subways and Wendy's, and they got too Americanized. And I said, you watch, in 20 years, everybody's going to be overweight and whatnot.
Jack, not to cut you off, but why don't we do another commercial while we Skype back in, because we can't do it because we're on the phone.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
All right. We're going to go to a quick commercial, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, Kat?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Very cool.
Our latest sponsor to the Wacko Network is OneVice.ag. OneVice.ag is the place to be seen for all of your online gaming needs. Competitions, free contests, free registrations, friend referrals, bonuses, and you get your money in a hurry and 24-hour customer service chat available online. Please visit their Facebook fan page and click the like button, then leave a comment saying you heard about them from the Wacko Network. And remember, at OneVice, what's life without one?
We're back.
Ah, yay.
Yep.
Sounds like a studio again.
Yeah. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. In between that, I had a slice of pizza and a glass of seltzer.
Talk about popping your cherry, huh? It is,
So Rob and I both have that kind of luck where, forget Murphy's Law. It should be Rob and Clem's Law. What can't go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
we survived, though.
We survive everything. We're troopers, right?
That's right, my man. So, so what were we talking about before?
We're talking about all the fast food garbage and crap and McNuggets and McFuckface and whatever else we were talking about.
Let me tell you something. I'm a little bit annoyed because I've been doing pretzel bread and stuff for about 6-7 years now, and people are like, what's that? Like, that's a pretzel? Like, yeah, it's a pretzel bun. And people would be like, well, I'll just take it on a regular bun. And I'm like, trust me, you're going to love it. Whatever, and now all of a sudden you can throw a rock anywhere and hit someone that has a pretzel.
Well, I got a pretzel dog on my menu at Red Zone, say it, Route 9, say it, New York. I got a pretzel dog on my menu, and I got a spicy sausage pretzel dog. And I take homemade Italian sausage that we make. I get the pork, I add in some fennel, some grated cheese, some parsley, some paprika, and a couple other spices that I'll never tell anybody. And then I make little pretzel sausage balls. Make little balls out of them, drop them in a deep fryer. Cut open a pretzel stick, stuff them in the pretzel stick, put cherry peppers and provolone, and then bake it in the oven. And I got to tell you, it's friggin' phenomenal. I do the same thing with a hot dog.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody's got, Sonic's got that friggin' pretzel dog things on their menu. Everybody's got a pretzel dog.
Wendy's, Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, I hate giving all these people promos, but
yeah, exactly.
You know what? I don't know. It's just, I get annoyed at everything lately. I guess because I'm 43 years old.
You're going through a midlife crisis over here, Rob.
Oh yeah. But I'll tell you what. We have hope because, we were talking about celebrity chefs and stuff before, and I got to tell you, one of my favorite guys, Fieri.
I'm gonna have to go with Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
Gotta love him.
Bourdain's great too, but Guy Fieri brought junk food back. And brought these little dive bars that do some kick-ass food. He put them on the menu. He put them on the map again. Like there's some old school guys.
I will agree with you there, and it so is a little bit repetitious, but I like him. I do like him.
Right.
See, the reason why I like Bourdain is he's honest. When he put out Kitchen Confidential, which by the way I'm not a reader. If you ever want to read a great kitchen book, I've read it cover to cover about 5 times. One of the best books you will ever read. He's honest.
Yeah.
He's very blunt. He's like us.
Mm-hmm.
He tells, not that we're rats, because we'll never be rats, and that don't exist, but we tell the truth on what it really is like. And let me tell you something. Most people don't understand. Look, 90, and I hate to say this because this is going to sound really friggin' gross, but you have a 90% chance if you've ever eaten in a restaurant that you've eaten someone's sweat. That's just the way it is. 99 degrees out, 100, especially in Florida, when it's 100, 102 degrees, and you got Wacko in the kitchen there grilling your chicken, I'm sure a little drop of sweat has gotten into your food. Hate to say it, but he goes behind the scenes, and look, these guys are working hard, man. They think, they see us on TV, and it's all glamour, it's all this. Let me tell you something. There's mornings I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, get into work by 8. All right, maybe I'm lying there now, but
that's me now. That's me now.
That's you got the early shit. But I got the late. Like last night, I didn't get home until 5:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But look, you put in an 8, 10, 12, 14-hour shift sometimes, 6 days a week, nights, weekends, holidays, and you know what the whole rewarding factor of it all is? Just to see a smile on the customer's face. Thank you, that was a great meal. Yeah. Because it shit sure ain't the money.
No.
It could be, and it should eventually will be. But you know what? It's all about making the customer happy. When you do someone's wedding or someone's birthday party, you got people coming in and they say, and you look, food brings people together. That's really the bottom line. Come Christmas time, all these holidays, everybody ain't coming there because they want to wish you a Merry Christmas. They want to come there, eat the food, and get their gifts. Right. And that's the bottom line. Good food is what's going to make things happen.
Yeah, it is. But, you were talking about getting up at 6 in the morning. That's my new schedule. 6:15 in the morning. I got to be at work on the other side of the island at 8 a.m. And there's nights I don't leave until 10:30 at night. Yeah. And especially when you're cooking for old people all day. Yeah. I should serve half of my meals with a side of oxygen. It's like I go out there and like, would you like me to pre-chew your food for you, man? Like it's crazy.
By the way, I just spit my soda out through my nose.
I should change the name of the restaurant I work in to Pre-Chew Charlie's. But, So, I wish more people would call in. So, you got any other questions there, Bob? Do you hear us good?
We hear you good. I'm surprised the one person who hasn't called in, who probably would be entertaining you just as much as you're entertaining us and everything too, is our guy who basically we look at as our program director, and he's also our technical guy, Richard. Richard, if you're listening, bud, give these guys a call. I know you can talk to them for hours too.
Come on, Rich, give us a call. I'd like to meet you.
Yeah. Do you feel that 5-star restaurants, and 5-star chefs, do you feel that it is possible for them to have a chain around the country? I mean, a lot of people talk about steak and ale and all that, but is there a
there's a lot
are
of
the
them
true
doing that
5-star
now.
restaurants just one place, or what would you say there? I mean,
well, that's actually that you brought that up. It's like a new trend. Big name chefs like Wolfgang Puck is open up in all the airports now.
Wolfgang Schmuck?
Yeah, Wolfgang Puck, and then there's the other guy, Eric Repair. He's opening up in all the airports. He's got, and then most of these guys have a restaurant in Manhattan, a restaurant in L.A., a restaurant in Vegas.
Yeah, but you know what? I got to say this, and I would probably do it, too, for the money. Probably. I'm not saying definitely. But to me, don't you think it's kind of selling out a little bit? If you're in that whole trend and that's what you do, then do it. But when you go into an airport, it changes your dynamics of how the food is going to come out.
Right.
Again, it's good food fast is what it is. It's not fast food, it's good food fast.
And there's no way in hell that Wolfgang Puck made my turkey sandwich that's sitting... I
love the people that go into the restaurant thinking like Wolfgang Puck is there.
Yeah, he hasn't been behind the line in about 30 years.
Exactly.
He's cashing checks everywhere. Yeah. He's going to be on the
TV he's show. Doing his demo on the Home Shopping Network. Yeah. For his Wolfgang Schmuck friggin' frying pan.
And don't get me wrong, I wish I was in his shoes.
Me too.
That's what we're striving for. We don't have to sweat behind the line only when we want to. You're doing it a charity.
I want to come out with my own clothing line, chef clothing line. I call it Chef Clemwear.
Yeah.
It's kind of catchy.
It is.
For fat guys.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to find good chef guy. If you're a big guy, and you're pretty, I'm not saying you're fat, but you're a big guy, it's hard to find good quality, bigger chef coats. And if you do, you're paying an arm and a friggin' leg for them. Because once you go past the 1X, 2X,
it's like an extra $5 for every size up.
Yeah, it's like I was going to say $20 an X after that.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, yeah, with these chef companies. But yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. You could come up with it, but then you'd have to spend $1 million trying to get it made. Whereas these guys are on TV and stuff, people are knocking their doors down and saying, "Can you put your name on this?"
Yeah.
I just came up with, elastic chef pants with a loop on the back so you can put your apron strings through it, so it's when you bend over, it's not climbing up your back.
That's not a bad idea.
That's my thing. I want to do that because, who wears a belt anymore? With the shadow.
My whole thing is I don't wear an apron around my neck because I feel like
I can't.
I got to tie it around my neck.
I fold it over.
Yep, I fold it
wrap
over.
it around.
That's the real deal right there.
But then when you bend over, your chef coat pops out the back and the string.
There's something to be said. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because this is again just my opinion. Just like don't trust.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something to be said, and in that case, I guess people can really trust me because I'm a fat bastard. But here's the thing. I think there's a difference between a chef that ties an apron around his neck and guys like us who fold it and tie it around their waist. And I think we're more of the guys that are going to get into the grunt, jump into the fire, and being willing to jump in front of guys that tie the apron around their neck are the pretty boys. Now, I could be wrong.
Well,
and I'm sure I'm not those that are all like that.
Right. It's a very European thing.
Yes.
They wear the stripes, and like Gordon Ramsay, he wears it around his neck.
Yeah.
Because that's how they did it back then.
See, if I was on MasterChef, I couldn't do it. I was telling them I couldn't friggin' do it.
But do you know why that they have that bib? So they don't look like we do at the end of a shift with a sauce and everything on the chest.
Yeah,
they can take the apron off and go clean out to the table.
If you remember, I've gotten in trouble and gotten yelled at for getting dirty on Hell's Kitchen. And the very next episode, I spilled a friggin' pot of chorizo grease all over me and went upstairs with a bleach pen and tried to clean it off.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it did work.
Yeah.
But
it's a big trend now being a chef, and there's so much things out now. Now every chef has a knife line.
Yeah.
He didn't create it. There's some knife company say, "Can you put your name on this?"
Yeah.
And I want that.
Or a jar of sauce.
Jar of sauce.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, some of these things. Look, I mean, I guess I would do the same thing. At one point in time, look, I'm never going to sell out with the type of food that I do. That I just will never do. But again, if you're going to slap my name on a jar of sauce and I can make money from it, you know what? I may have issues with it too. It's got to be something of at least decent quality.
Right.
Yeah, it can't be complete garbage. These guys slap their names on anything,
Yeah. Well, I mean, because
not to knock Emerald, but have you ever eaten some of Emerald's stuff that his sauce and his other stuff?
Well, the seasonings, all it is salt with stuff added
and it's
to it.
not that spectacular.
No.
Some of them are actually okay. But, I mean, come on, he's got and I give him credit. I got to give Emerald credit. He brought the whole chef rock star thing to a head.
Yeah. With the band and everything.
Band,
great, yeah.
With the band and they kick it up a notch and jumping around and acting like a maniac. Look, most of these shows on TV now are good and informative, but they're a snooze fest.
Yeah. I can't sit and watch someone in a fake kitchen showing me 3 things that they're going to make.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I want to see guys, like
getting into the grunt, jumping around, showing you really what happens, making it real. Yeah.
Bourdain and Guy travels around America. Bourdain travels around the world and eats like pho from a cart in the Philippines and stuff.
A live Cobra Hut.
Yes.
Seen him eat a live. Andrew Zimmerman, love the guy.
Yeah.
Gotta love him.
See, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there for a half an hour and watch someone make something and then eat it. Like that Ina Garden puts me to sleep.
Oh, God.
The Barefoot Contessa puts me into a coma because, like she's sitting there like she has nothing to do all day but just
I'm sure she's a very nice lady and I'm sure she can cook. But you know what? I can't get past 5 minutes of her show without friggin' dozing off.
Yeah. I know.
Like, it's informative, but there's nothing entertaining about it at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Nope.
Maybe if she jumped around in a friggin' thong and fucking did cartwheels across the kitchen, I might be at the, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. Though.
She'd have to pay an extra $20.
No picking on Rachel Ray now.
I didn't say that. Don't even get me started on Rachel Ray with her COOs.
Hey, listen, Rachel Ray's good people. She does a lot of work for my nephew's charity.
I'm not saying she's bad people. I actually like Rachel Ray. I'm just saying I think her show is a little boring.
Yeah.
It appeals to housewives. Right. That I'll give it to her. I'll give her that. But past that, look, I mean, she says it herself. She's not a chef.
Right. She came up like me, kind of, She was just cooking in a supermarket. She lucked out.
Yeah.
She was working upstate, and she knew some people. Someone was on vacation upstate, saw her giving a little half-hour meal.
Yeah, I remember you telling me the story. She got on the show.
Meal, and so they said, "Oh yeah." They took a number, and sure enough, there's a blizzard in Manhattan, and the guy that had the cooking segment couldn't fly in, so they called Rachel and said, "If you can get here in 3 hours, you're on the show." Her and her mother shot down, drove through snow and everything, went on Good Morning America, and was like nervous and stuff and panicking, and did her thing. And a guy, the president of Food Network, was stuck because of the blizzard. He was in his hotel room, and he was watching Good Morning America. He saw it. Then Oprah gave her a deal, and then now she prints money, and she makes dog food, and she makes everything. She got magazines.
Dog food line?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, she loves her dog. That's her child.
I can't. You know what? I can't even argue with that because I got 4 dogs and I would kill for my dogs.
Yeah. But and who can't make dog food?
Bottom line though is you got to give her credit.
Yeah.
I mean, look, all these guys you got to give credit to. As much as we may knock them or have a beef or rant about it, you got to give them some type of credit. Yeah.
I mean, I made a lot of friends doing Chopped, all the judges. I go to their restaurants. I actually worked for Chris Santos, the guy all tatted up.
Absolutely.
And I worked for him for 2 weeks, and he offered me the full-time job, but then as I got this job offered, the one I'm working now. So I had to weigh my options. Could I work with a celebrity chef till 3 a.m, try to get the ferry, or park in Lower East Side and do all this? I'm 42. It'll take a toll. Or do I get more money to drive on Staten Island and work with handicapped people and get a little,
Santos offered you less money? Wow.
Yeah, because it was going to be the sous chef. But of course, I said no. A month later, the chef de cuisine opens up his own place, and the sous chef moved up, so he was the chef de cuisine. But would I want to do that? No, because I'm cooking Chris Santos' food. I was talking to the chef de cuisine, and he loved the job, and I loved working there too. It was great. But he was so excited. I'm like, "What do you think?" He goes, "I've been working here 3 years, and I finally just got to put one of my sauces on ribs."
Wow.
That's tough when you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're not flipping the bill, you got to do what your boss says.
Well, that's the thing, like I was telling you too recently, Rob. I'm done being a line guy and being the grill guy, and we've done this too long, and it's time for us to go into the next realm of what we're doing here.
Yeah. We gotta get our own sauces and our own clothes and our own nuts.
Well, we're starting out with our little radio show here, and I think we're looking to take this bigger than life, and I think we have the potential to do it. And hopefully we'll.
We got Cat and Wacko Bob behind us.
Yeah.
Which is great, and we're happy to be on the network, and hope we're doing a good job. If people are out there listening, just hit us up on the chat room. We'll call in and let us know how we're doing.
This is just our first show. We really didn't do much promoting.
No.
Purposely so we can iron out the kinks and go through everything and figure out how everything works. And I do think we're doing a great job. And again, thanks, Kat. Thanks, Wacko Bob. And it's only going to get bigger and better.
Yeah. And you know what? Time's flying, too. We were only going to do an hour, and I think we're going to make the 2-hour mark.
Yeah. What time is it now?
It's 7:51.
Holy crap.
It's 7:51, and we'd like to, mention...
If I may do a little something here for a lot of people, because I'll be doing this a lot for your show and everything here. These two guys aren't the only guys you're going to be able to hear on the Wacko Network here on Blog Talk Radio. You also got, before this show was actually on Chuck Skull's World of Mayhem, who was on and everything. And anyone who remembers Chuck Skull, they remember him from his time on Roller Derby, and he did do a lot of parts in a lot of different movies, and that's a great show too. And Chuck Skull also hosts a little show that Kat does here. And Kat, why don't you come in here and talk about that one?
Kat.
I think the cat's got a tongue.
She's got her own tongue.
Wacko World with Kat Vecchione every Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got that as well, too. And for those of you who are listening, there is going to be a special show on tomorrow for Labor Day. It is called What's on Your Mind. which is hosted by myself and Abigail Logan, and you basically get to talk about anything that's on your mind and everything. You basically get to shoot from the hip, and it's going to be a great time on Labor Day. Check that one out also at 6 p.m. And there also is, of course, the main show, which, of course, is my show, of course, Wacko in the Morning, which is every Tuesday through Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the exception of Saturday. We're on at 9:30 right now. So check that, nice. check it all out, and everyone's welcome here on Blog Talk Radio and the Wacko Network.
You know what I find ironic is that Rob and I are both nuts, and we got a spot on the Wacko Network.
Yeah, it's very catchy.
It's something kind of it is. It's something kind of very fitting about this whole thing.
Yeah.
No, don't be too surprised if you get. Don't be too surprised to get your old boss from the reality show that wants to just come and simply yell at you saying, "We made you famous, we made you a better cook, and you're doing a radio show about boob on a station that's owned by a guy who calls himself Wacko. What's wrong?"
Maybe to tell him to go screw himself. You know what? Because he's not. These people aren't banging our doors down, to have us do more stuff. So, we got to get out there and, we got to be known. Unfortunately, because we are like media hungry people. We like it.
I prefer the words media whore.
Yeah, true. Well, I'll let you say that.
Yeah, I'm the one that says anything. I always say what's on my mind.
Exactly.
That's the thing. See, that's the thing about me that people don't get. You're either gonna love me, or you're gonna hate me, but I'm never gonna lie to you.
Right.
I don't pull no punches. I don't BS you. I'm not gonna jerk you around. I'm not gonna stroke you. I'm just gonna say what's on my mind and tell you how it is.
Oh, there you go.
Well, it's the old thing. I've said this before to a lot of people. When I did a wrestling show, and if anyone knows what it's like to deal with the internet wrestling community, I mean, you could be someone that just figures you smart enough to the sport or the entertainment of professional wrestling just off of the information you get on the internet. And you're going to be considered a genius. Or if you could be someone that's smart enough to wrestling way before there was an internet, and you know the truth, you're an idiot type of thing. And I've always said this to people because I've never been the like person when it came to the internet wrestling community with what I know. But I also said to a lot of people, because if they like you, they're going to agree with you whether you're right or wrong. And it's the vice versa when they hate you too.
Oh yeah.
And I finally just said this, because I actually agree with someone who always put me down, and I said, and people were like saying, "How could you agree with him with what he does to you?" And I always tell you, I don't have to like you to agree with you. I don't have to like you to be point blank and say when you're right.
Right.
And that's the type of thing. That's the type of thing you guys are saying, and you guys are bringing the reality of of cooking and of food right here to the people here on the Wacko Network and on Blog Talk Radio. So I think this is.
I'll tell you what, though, it's not a glamorous job. Everyone thinks it's glamorous and I should be a chef and everything else.
It can be, but for the most part, it's not.
Right.
No job is supposed to be glamorous when you really think about it. No job is supposed to be glamorous. If you think the job is supposed to be glamorous because of where you are in life, you're sorely mistaken. The job, you're supposed to bust your ass, not let the job be glamorous, just so you can have a glamorous life that you wouldn't get any other way. That's the only way you make it.
It's called work for a reason,
Yep. Absolutely.
But, like what I'm saying, like people really think that we have it made because we're chefs and they think it's great. And you look at my refrigerator right now, there's like a half-empty thing of mustard, a couple of bottles of water, and that's about it. There's condiments. I got no food.
I think I saw a few beers in there, too.
All the beers are there, yeah. But, it's like the roofer, that's roof is falling apart because he fixes roofs all day. He doesn't want to go do it. So, granted, last week, Clem and I had a meeting. He came over, and, I cooked for him because I do enjoy cooking. And
I will say it was a banging pork shank.
Yep.
Sauerkraut.
Mm-hmm.
She had some bacon in there, of course.
Figs.
Some dried figs in there.
Some dark beer.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic.
Hominy and broccoli. I made some mashed potatoes. And
I got to tell you, it was so good. If you almost had boobs, I may want to bang you.
Well, you can have my Rocky Mountain oysters if you want.
Nice. No, Rob's pretty awesome, man. That was That was absolutely an amazing meal.
Right. But I mean, like, I don't want to, after I cook 60 hours a week, I really don't want to go home.
See, that's why I'm fat, because I don't go home and cook. I don't go home at 11 o'clock at night and not eating all day. I'm starving.
I stop by whenever's open.
Exactly. And I'm so sick of steak and shrimp and all the good stuff. Give me a freaking pizza, smush some potato chips in the middle of it, a can of Pepsi, and I'm golden.
Yeah, exactly. You know, when I do come home, I just threw away 2 empty jars of peanut butter on my headboard because I don't want to cook, and I have a cup of spoons, and I sit there and eat peanut butter, almost cry myself to sleep, you know. And where did I go wrong?
That's a little more than I wanted to know. Because I can picture you with the pigtails on your head, laying upstairs like a fat bastard, eating peanut butter out of his jaw with a spoon.
Oh, last night I told you. I had to go. I'm going to be a little gross here, but not really. It's last week I had to get a colonoscopy. I got to get one every 5 years because my mom passed away from colon cancer. So I have to get screened. So I'm torturing myself because you got to starve yourself for 24 hours and drink this stuff so you can pass everything through. And what did I do? All I can eat is Jell-O and chicken broth and Gatorade, and I sat there and watched the United States of Bacon and Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives all day, and I was like, oh my God. And I was trying to make believe that this thing of lukewarm chicken broth was a greasy cheeseburger, and it didn't really work out.
You could afford maybe a little chicken fat in there, bacon fat in there.
Yeah, but I was trying to clear the rest of the bacon fat out.
Okay, that's a good point.
But so I don't want to cook, so the peanut butter is an always go-to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if I had money, I'd invent bacon-flavored peanut butter, because that's my greatest hangover sandwich is peanut butter and bacon on toast.
You know what? Why isn't there a bacon-flavored peanut butter? And instead of little chunks of bacon and peanuts in there, you put little chunks of bacon in there.
Yeah. Exactly. But why isn't there a lot of things? I mean, I just saw that they have bacon-flavored lube.
I saw a bacon-flavored condom.
A condom, yeah.
Somebody posted it on my Facebook page.
Right. And that's the only people that like it, are pigs. And it's crazy. Like, I mean, granted, how bad do I want to see if the condom really tastes like bacon, but I'm not putting a condom in my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
I think you might, to be honest.
Maybe when no one's looking, I'm just going to lick it just to see if it tastes like bacon.
Well, that's like Vicks. You ever put Vicks on your nose?
Yeah.
I had to taste it one day just to see what it tastes like.
Yeah. It tastes like you have 7 packs of wintergreen gum in your mouth.
Yeah. So I know you tried it.
Yeah, exactly. I eat everything.
I know.
At least
fucking
once,
horrible.
you know? But, I mean, being a chef is, and well, you don't want to cook at home. The other bad thing is you finally got a day off. You go to someone's barbecue. What's the first thing they say? Oh, Rob's here. Clem's here. Get on the grill.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I want to smack you in the head with the friggin' chicken. Get on the grill.
And granted, like I said, I'm a little bitter sometimes. And when I'm busy at work and someone comes in to eat at my place, sometimes I'm a little pissed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't go to your job. That's like my fireman friends. I'm not lighting a house on fire and standing outside and watching them put it out just so I can see them at work.
Yeah.
It's like they're making me work. But, that's my job. But sometimes, you got to give me
Do you ever mind if my friends come in, but I get pissed off when they start asking me to do 40 million things?
Right.
And I'll do it for you happily.
What you want or whatever and stuff. That's great. But, how about making this thing that you used to make 10 years ago? You know what? I got a million things in my own menu.
If I had everything and it was that easy, I'd happily do it for you.
Right. But, it's just, it's a great job, and it's the only job I ever loved. I mean, what really got me into this business was me and my father and I got to speak proper, had a potato chip wrap for Wise. And it was miserable. 60 to 70 hours a week, and he paid me $100 when I was 18 years old.
Wow.
And, I'd worked in a deli before that and stuff, and so I'm sitting there killing myself, and we're getting robbed and stuff. We have bad neighborhoods. And I was like, I want to quit, Dad. And he was like, well, you can't quit until you get another job. And lo and behold, my sister's friend's husband worked in a restaurant, and they needed a dishwasher prep cook. I jumped at the chance, and I didn't look back after that. I saw the fire. I saw the guys hanging out, the camaraderie. And I really did love it, and I never looked back. I just kept moving up in the ranks.
There is that special bond that no one can understand. It happens in every workplace, but in a kitchen and in a restaurant, there's this bond that you get with these guys and your line guys, especially growing up through a restaurant.
Right.
When you work with your line guys, some of the guys I work with on the line, the grill guy, the saute guy, I work with 5, 6, 7 years. Now you got to remember, 7 years in the same spot with the same guys, 6 days a week, 14 hours a day. They were more your family than your own family.
Right.
You know more about them than they did.
Right. All right. We got another call. Sorry for making you wait. Hello.
That's okay. I was loving the show.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing great.
All
been
right.
up all night waiting.
Huh?
I've been up all night waiting, being in Sydney, Australia.
You're in Australia.
Oh, all right.
Pretty
Nicey,
cool.
nice.
Yeah,
how's it going over
been
there?
up 6 doing the shows here with Bob, and I had to wait till he's wanted to come in and listen to it all the way through, and I've just been loving it.
Oh, all right, great. So
Very
you're liking it. All right. We were glad seeing some people here, we need a venue. Instead of bitching and moaning to each other, we have to bitch and moan to other people. But, yeah, thanks for calling in, my man. And you have a show on the network?
I'm one of the station managers of this station that you're on right now.
Oh, all right,
Very
awesome.
cool.
Well, you do a great job, let me tell you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We're trying to learn it, tonight, and hopefully the next couple of ones we'll be doing, a lot better. We're getting to know the switchboard and the station and stuff like that, and it's pretty fun so far. I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Yeah, you'll probably have to come past me pretty soon for technical support with your computers and that.
Oh, all right. That's good. That's what I want to hear. But yeah. So anyway, we were just about to talk about certain kitchen gadgets and stuff that that are actually on the market now, and that a lot of people don't know about or they're afraid to use and stuff. And I got a bunch of them laying around my house, which I just bought this thing called the smoking gun. Now, if you saw it, most people would think it's a bong.
That's what I thought. I thought it was a, what do you call that thing? An inhaler? No.
Yeah, like
a vaporizer.
The vaporizer. But
Which, by the way, never mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can use it for some recreational stuff, but it's pretty cool. We got you can smoke cold things because smoke is all the rage now, and I've been
another
smoking,
new trend.
Yeah, I mean, I've been
smoking
for
since
years.
15.
But yeah, so we're going to be talking about that in the future. Maybe picking one gadget, and if people would call in, or
Eventually, maybe we'll even give away a couple of gadgets.
Yeah, if we start making some money.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you want some of my old gadgets that I got.
I gotta say, Rob's got a whole gadget board of gadgets.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are useless, but some of them are really good. Like the smoky gun's fantastic. I tried out for a show about a month and a half ago, and you had to make something, and I made Brussels sprout chicory salad smoked with lemongrass and applewood, and I had I have a dehydrator, so I dehydrated some figs, I had some roasted beets, I had some hominy in there, and then I made a chipotle pepper, pretzel, walnut chocolate brittle, and then I crushed it up and used that as croutons on top of the thing. It was a little sweet and savory.
You are definitely cooking for the next show. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I bought my way out of this one easy with a pizza.
Yeah.
But next time around, maybe we should both just friggin' cook.
Yeah.
We'll do a little cooking demo.
Right. And explain it over,
And then we'll talk about it on the air as we're eating.
Yeah, and we also did Clem and myself after he was on Hell's Kitchen. I had a little YouTube show that it was only 2 of them I made, just with friends that were chefs. I called it Slinging the Hash. So if you go on YouTube and look up Slinging the Hash with the Culinary Renegade, because that's my other moniker, the Culinary Renegade. And it was pretty good. Clem made the lobster spaghetti from Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. my own rendition of it, which I think is a lot better.
That's right, and I made a cocktail called the Clemencello.
Yes, the Clemencello.
Yeah, it was homemade limoncello, some lemon vodka, and a little champagne. And,
I don't know, but I was whacked.
Oh, we were drunk. It was good.
Yeah.
But, hopefully we'll make some cocktails on the show, too, and, maybe get a little bummed on the air.
I think that should be our next show. I think we should make a few cocktails.
Yeah, that's good. And then we can bitch about bars.
Don't even get me started on that subject.
Nah. But, so, if anyone else out there wants to call, let's see. I'm going to check out the chat board here. Hey, and my dad was on there.
Nice. Nice. How's he doing, by the way?
He's doing good,
Papa
We got Chef Irvine is the hardest working chef. All right, who wrote in on that? Robert Irvine. All right. Let's talk about Robert Irvine.
He's got the guns.
He's got guns.
I got to tell you the truth. When I first watched him, I didn't like him, and I still don't know. I do like his show, Restaurant Impossible. I do have one quarrel with that.
What?
He did an episode where he took over an Italian restaurant. I'm sorry, but I can do the Italian food better.
Oh.
And some one or two of the things he did just bother me, but his show is very entertaining. I do like Robert Irvine. Definitely a hard-working guy. Got to give him props.
Yeah.
His show is entertaining.
Let me tell you something about his show, though.
I know you are.
Well, no, and it's a good thing.
Okay.
I can't believe he's on TV doing what I did in a catering hall for 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, I was freelancing in a place in Staten Island, and I pull up, and they're panicking because the gas got turned off, and we had 2 weddings to do. So, they were panicking. I'm like, relax. And I found a turkey fryer and an old broken oven and a case of sternos. So I turned the broken oven into a working oven with all the sternos, and I fried everything in a giant rondo pot on top of a turkey fryer and got 2 weddings out. And you think I got any extra money for that?
No.
No, not at all. But I can do stuff like Robert Irvine, and it's fun to do that. When it's better when you have...
I like being put up against the wall. That's why my favorite thing on Hell's Kitchen was the challenges. Even though we lost most of them, but I like being backed into a wall. Like we lost power in the. We were down in Virginia, my uncle's restaurant, Stutzy. Okay.
Right.
We lost power. Thank God we had the wood burning oven. Like, why is everybody panicking? We have a wood burning oven. Like, hello, we don't need power. And I got everything going. I put on a couple of salads. By the way, we were cooking with flashlights and candles in the back with the salads. But we did everything right in the oven. And brought up, everybody's bugging out. And you know what? The worst thing you can do in any job, in any situation, is panic. Now, of course, you're going to be scared. I've gotten scared in certain situations, too. But if you just take a deep breath and think things out, there's always a solution.
Always.
Yeah. Well, at least with us. We're survivors. We grew up in the streets of Staten Island.
Right. And I tell you what, when you have a day like that, the cocktail at the end of the night tastes so much better.
Yes.
And it really does. And then it's almost like firemen talking about putting out a fire and they're bragging about it and stuff. We could sit and talk about an hour about the crazy service we just had.
Look, I worked at Lundy's in Brooklyn when it was around at Sheepshead Bend. Okay? We had a night where we put out 1,200 dinners. I'm sorry, but when you go through a battle of putting out 1,200 dinners, it's like going through war.
Right.
1,200 dinners with 8 line guys. That's a lot of covers right there.
Yep.
And you're right, that cocktail tasted fantastic at the end.
Oh, it does. Icy cold. It could be a warm beer. It really doesn't matter. It's just some good stuff. But, so if you want to call in, anybody, the phone number is 646-478-5337. We got about 17 minutes left of our show, and we'd like to talk to somebody. See how we're doing on the show, and see if you guys are going to listen in next week at 6:30, which I'm already looking forward to.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. We got to get some sound effects down and stuff like that.
We got some things to iron out and some stuff to go over, but I think things are going pretty well.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's really hard to get us to stop talking.
Yeah, that's the good thing.
Unless you put food in front of us.
Exactly. That's the only time we're quiet. My father used to tell me all the time, you don't tell me ever to shut up, it's when you eat. Unless it's bad food.
Right. And, speaking of fathers, both of our fathers, I think this is where we get it from. Both of our fathers are entertainers.
Yep.
Clem's dad is an actor. My dad's in a 50s band for over 35 years, and he does all current stuff too, but a lot of doo-wop and stuff like that. And apple trees don't grow oranges, so I hope we're making him proud right now.
What can I tell you? I love cats. I think they make great kitty on a stick sandwiches.
Whoa! All right.
Whoa.
That was a little strange, but okay.
I was going to say something gross about eating. All right, those sound effects, rock on. But so Wacko, Bob, Cat, or Rich, you got any questions for us? Anything?
All
I'll put you on the spot. All right, how about this? How do you like? Uh-oh.
All right, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Second thing on your mind after those first 3 words when you walk into the restaurant. Where's my coffee? What's the second thing on your mind?
Where's my coffee?
Well, that's what I've always figured from a lot of the chefs that I know. The first thing they ask is, where's my coffee? After the coffee, everything was cool, but I always want to know what was the second thing on their mind.
Probably the end of the day. When am I getting out of here?
Yep.
True, and I don't know if Clem's a coffee drinker, but I probably go through about 3 pots of coffee. So that is the first thing when I walk into work, then I turn my equipment on.
Yeah, see, I don't go through coffee because coffee goes through me, so I kind of go.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe you should invent a coffee diaper.
There is a birthday boy in the chat room. If he wants to say hi to these people, he can, because he is a birthday boy. Why don't you call in, Swag, 646-478-5337. Also, there is a question in the chat room if you want to look in the chat room.
Oh, all right. We got. Ever had any food that has pros you would never want to make for a customer?
Sandwich.
A McDonald's Big Mac.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I would recreate a nice Big Mac.
I've done our own. I recreated the Big Mac as a joke, and I got to tell you, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But that was using a Portuguese bun, Angus beef.
Right. Or you know what? I used to be the guy that would never make anything vegetarian. But lately, because of where I'm working and stuff, I make a pretty mean veggie burger with eggplant and zucchini. But I don't know. The thing I would never make for a customer, I don't know, because I can make anything taste good, unless
you know what?
it wasn't edible.
I think this could be the one question that may stump the both of us.
Yeah. One thing I would never make for a customer. I mean, granted, there's
I know.
Like
I can answer that for you. You would never make them a bad meal.
There you go.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, in my eyes, it wouldn't be a bad meal, but there's some people that don't hold back. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, that was horrible. That was not like my mother made. I'm not a mother. You know.
You're a mother.
And the other thing that gets me, it really grinds my gears, is speaking of, if somebody comes in your restaurant and they don't particularly like it, they'll go and tell 5 million people. They'll tell people they don't even know, don't eat there, it's horrible. If they love it, they'll tell 2 people.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. They gotta switch that around, these people, you know?
I'm telling you.
I mean, I've never really had a bad meal somewhere. I'll always try to find something positive. But, you know, a lot of times I don't like a restaurant because of the service. You know, like, if something comes out that I didn't order, it's not the cook, it's not the chef's fault or the cook.
I think a good thing next week we got to talk about is some delivery options and some bad. I've had some horrible. I actually threw a pie at a guy not too long ago.
Right. Well, delivery
I was going to hit him over the head with a freaking box.
I mean, delivery is different. You lose the quality of food.
You do, but when you totally lose the quality, it comes to you like shit and it's all wrong.
Right. But you know what? That's like they screw you at the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Your drive-thru order's never right.
All right. Speaking of which, I almost got arrested at Burger King a couple nights ago. Quick story. I'm online at the drive-thru. I'm starving. Wake up, got to be at work for 6 o'clock at night. Didn't get home until about 5 o'clock in the morning. Had some stuff to do early in the morning. Anyway, I figured let me just grab a French fry and an icy. So I'm waiting online. I get to the window, and the lady tells me $23.50. $23.50, I said. And when it's that face, I look at it, I'm like, wow, your prices really went up. She doesn't even crack a smile.
Right.
I'm like, ma'am, I only ordered a French fry and icy. It was $3.84. She gets all pissed off, okay? I was like, well, what's the price? Like, what's the delay? She closes the window, okay, and about 2 minutes go. But it's after waiting online probably for about close to 12, 13 minutes, okay? Another 2 minutes goes by. I'm just sitting there. People are beeping the horn behind me. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for a French fry and an icy. It's not rocket science. We're not putting man on the moon.
Right.
She comes back. She goes, all right, $3.84. I'm like, you didn't have to have an attitude with me. I'm like, it's bad enough I'm waiting over 15 minutes. The manager's standing right next to me. Goes, I was standing right here. She didn't have an attitude. I'm like, now you're having a fucking attitude. Guy goes, you don't have to fucking curse at me. He looks at my jacket. He goes, well, I know where you work. I'm like, what are you, threatening me now? So he went to shut the window. I stuck my hands in the window. And he got me so angry, I threw the freaking French fries back at him through the window. And he's like, I'm going to call the police on you and have you locked up. I know it. Really, dude? Like, really? What are you kidding me? At that point, after making me wait 15 minutes, give me the wrong order, have your employee give me an attitude, you should have just gave me the meal with a smile. It's not about the $3.84 because I would have gave you $10 if you would have got me out of there quick.
Right.
But you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. That's what you got to deal with.
Yeah.
And that's the crap that pisses me off.
Well, I went through a drive-through once, and I couldn't really understand the girl. So, I ordered my burger, whatever, and she was like, you want French fries and Pepsi Cola? I'm like, yeah, throw that on. I went up to the thing. She goes, it'll be $150,000. I'm like, what are you talking about? Get your manager. So sure enough, on the receipt, it said I bought a franchise in Pensacola. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we got another question here from, what is that, Clapsy. Ever make your own ice cream? Yes, I have.
That's one thing I've only done once. So, Rob, I'm going to let you take this one.
Yeah, well, in Florida, we had an ice cream making machine and stuff, and it was cool. You can do that. But the best way to make ice cream is with a liquid...
nitrogen.
Yeah, liquid nitrogen.
And
it's
bacon
great.
fat.
Well, bacon always goes in any dessert I make, bread pudding and stuff. But all you do, you make your stuff, and then you pour the liquid nitrogen while you're stirring, and bam, you got your ice cream.
I'm afraid. You know why I'm afraid of liquid nitrogen? Because I would almost want to stick my finger in it.
Yeah. And then you're smashing on the table.
Yeah.
I just remember when I was a kid watching TV, like Mr. Wizard put on like a boot in the liquid nitrogen and then shattered it.
Yeah.
But now it's like, yeah, whatever. If you lose a finger, you can lose a finger in a slicer machine. It's a good
I've
story.
done it. I got the scar. I got the wall room right here. I was looking, some girl was bending over, and I just happened to turn around, and I didn't even mean to look, but I just looked, but I really didn't. And I turned back, but I didn't realize the machine was still on. Zip.
Yeah. I mean, we've all
right
done it. We cut them with, knives and this and that, but how great would it be if you lost a finger to liquid nitrogen?
That might be pretty cool.
It'd just be frozen solid and smashed.
Yeah.
But, we're down here. We got about 8 minutes left, and, we want to thank our sponsors, Ski Watch and Vice AG, who make this all possible. So, I'm going to play the Vice AG promotion, and then we'll be right back.
Here are the latest deals for the NFL season at OneVice.ag. This year, OneVice is giving its clients a season-long bonus. The rules are simple. Make a $200 or more deposit before September 1st, 2013. You will get 150% match free play and also $800 free bet. It's a $50 free straight bet to be used once each week on the game of your choice for the entire 16-week season. That's a $50 free bet each week for a total of $800 in free NFL action. Other things to watch out for this NFL season: the $7,000 NCAA contest hosted at Mad Jack Sports, sponsored by OneVice. 150% bonus on every deposit. Reload all season. Up to 20% cash every month on the amount you have deposited throughout the previous month. 1 free payout every Friday. Lots of new deposit options. And at onevice.ag, what's life without one?
Well, all right. That was Kat again for Vice AG. And, I just wanted to mention while we're back on that if you want to email us, during the week to maybe give us some ideas for some topics, you can email Chef Clem and myself at CTF with Big and Beefy at gmail.com. CTF is chewing the fat. We were chewing the fat for about 2 hours today.
Yeah, we were.
It's not bad.
I think I gained like 12 pounds.
I really hope everyone will, keep listening with the Ski Watch commercial, and then we'll be right back.
Skis Watch and Clock, 106 West Central Avenue, Winter Haven, Florida, 33880. Located downtown across from the main post office. When you're short on time, he's right on time. For all of your watch, clock, sales, and service needs, call Skis, 863-294-5630. Sales, service, free estimates, and reasonable rates. That's 863-294-5630 for Skis Watch and Clock.
All right, that was Ski Watch.
Yeah.
Now, before we go, I just want to say, if you want to learn anything a little bit more about me, Rob Burmeister, you can go to www.culinaryrenegade.com and, check out some articles I was in, some pictures, about myself. I'm kind of working on that website. And, you can go on Facebook and just look up Chewing the Fat with Big and Beefy and like the page, and we'll keep you updated on all that. And for future reference, if you want to call in and talk to us, it's 646-478-5337. And Clem, you got anything where they can reach you?
You can look me up on Facebook, and my fan page is Chef Clemenza, or you can even get me on my personal page if I may like you, I may accept chat. Clemenza Caserta Jr.
Nice.
Or find me on Twitter.
Awesome. Yeah, so Twitter also, I am SI Chef Rob, as in Staten Island Chef Rob. And same with Instagram. You can go and check that out.
Nice.
And,
You can also see what I'm doing at Red Zone on Facebook. That's Route 9, Fayetteville, New Jersey.
Right, and if you ever want to... if you're ever down in Staten Island and you want to check out my place, we just reopened after Hurricane Sandy shut us down for about 3 months. And, we're still trying to crawl back and get our clientele back. But it's Harvest Cafe on 694 Newdorp Lane. You can stop in, say hello to Chef Rob. But, like I said, this was a great first episode, I believe.
Absolutely. I want to thank all you guys for listening. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Wacko Bob. And thank you,
Rich.
Absolute
all the way
pleasure
in
having
Australia.
you guys calling in. And thank you guys so much for your help.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And we look forward to doing our show next week. And, that's about it. I think we're going to sign off.
Next week we got some interesting topics. We're going to go over another gadget thing. We're going to talk about, again, some of our favorite places to go eat.
Right.
Some of our favorite food trucks to go eat at. We're probably going to have a nice prank of the day, hopefully. We're working on something pretty elaborate. And
we're going to have a celebrity chef call in,
Absolutely.
one of our friends, and we'll talk with those guys. And, I really appreciate everybody chewing the fat with Big and Beefy today.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was pretty good, I'm kind of really looking forward to next week's episode. So, Kat, take it easy. Wacko Bob, Rich, We want to thank everybody in the chat room and, chewing the fat with Big and Beefy. Have a good week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, Kat, you take it easy. Have a good one. I guess we put that in. But I don't know if that's shut. Oh, yeah.
There are lots of things you can spend your tax refund on, but one thing you don't have to spend it on, a new smartphone. Switch to Metro PCS now and get not one, but two free 4G LTE smartphones from brands like Samsung and LG. Plus, you're on T-Mobile's blazing fast nationwide 4G LTE network. Hurry! Switch to Metro PCS and get two free smartphones after instant rebate. One heck of a deal, only at Metro PCS. Limited time offer. Sales tax not included in phone price. Coverage and services not available everywhere. See store for details and terms and conditions. Limited time offer. Sales tax not included in phone price. Coverage and services not available everywhere. See store for details and terms and conditions. Limited time offer. Sales tax not included in phone price. Coverage and services not available everywhere. See store for details and terms and conditions. Limited time offer. Sales tax not included in phone price. Coverage and services not available everywhere. See store for details and terms and conditions. Limited time offer. Sales tax not included in phone price. Coverage and services not available everywhere. See store for details and terms and conditions. Limited time offer. Sales tax not included in phone price. Coverage and services not available everywhere. See store for details and terms and conditions. Limited time offer. Sales tax not included in phone price. Coverage and services not available everywhere. See store for details.